What it do, homies? We out here with some tank fish. This time we checking out his bee swarm simulator in a nutshell. Let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up.
I am Tankfish, and I got kyphosis from carrying this bag. There's probably enough pollen in here to pollinate the entire planet 3 times over, and give all the kids who have pollen allergies a permanent breathing debuff. Welcome to Bee Swarm.
Please, dear God, no. I have 2 of them things, right? And they still young, and that is the last thing that I need, so we just gonna disregard that.
Simulator, where the bees are using the incorrect procedure to make honeys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember from my 5th grade science class that honey is produced with nectar, not pollen. To produce the honey, the bees have to digest the nectar they have ingested, then they vomit it out into another bee, and they repeat that several times until they throw up the ultra vomit and dry it, after which it becomes honey. Yes, we eat vomits from bee barfing parties. And yes, I read the whole wiki page of—
Wait. So I knew that it was vomit, but I did not know they were throwing it up between each other. Still delicious though.
about bees for this video, so you better subscribe.
You like jazz?
It's a typical Roblox simulator game, all grind, no gameplay. This game is for you if you're easily entertained by seeing numbers going up on your screen. The goal is to make so much f***ing honey that you basically put all the other honey manufacturers into bankruptcy. That way you can achieve monopoly and be in control of the entire supply chain. If some yellow—
He said that you know, if you like seeing numbers go up, like if that pleases you, right? But society has depressed us because every time we look at our bank account, our numbers go down. So we would like to see it go up, but we just ain't trained that way.
That way you can achieve monopoly and be in control of the entire supply chain. If some yellow bear with a red shirt wants to eat honey, he'll have to go through you first. To achieve this, you must buy better equipment and put more bees into slavery. The currency in this world is honey, and to get it you must gather pollen in flower fields, which are basically family-friendly cotton fields. As I have said before, it doesn't make sense. But this is a world with Minecraft-sized bees, giant men eating insects, and werewolves, so I digress. You can gather pollen from flowers either manually or through forced labor, and when doing so, you kill the flower. I know, this game is hardcore. The flowers can regrow naturally, but you can use a sprinkler that sprinkles bone meal to make them grow faster. While gathering pollen, the field and your bees spawn tokens that you can collect to get items or activate abilities and buffs. This mechanic makes you activate just enough brain cells to make you feel like you're doing something, but in reality you're just holding down the W key and left click while moving your mouse in a circular motion like a dumbass. After your bag is full of flower sperm, you go back to your hive and make your bees defy chemistry laws to transform pollen into honey. And that's basically 95% of the gameplay. There are currently 45 types of bees and they're all sort of retarded. Like, what kind of Chinese bootleg bees can't collect pollen and make honey on their own? Which deranged beekeeper goes around in the flower field collecting pollen with their bees? Calling this game Bee Swarm Simulator is misleading, because a bee swarm usually have at least 20,000 bees and the maximum number of bees you can have in this game is 50. It's more of a squad. Bee squad simulator. Beside, a bee swarm is a group of bees that have left their own—
Speaking of that last image, somebody needs to make a Teletubby cipher. Right, I feel like it will go incredibly hard, right? And add the baby sun, and add the sweeping machine, that suction cup machine, bro. I know it will go hard. We got ciphers for some really, like, rap ciphers for some really silly stuff already on YouTube. I need that Teletubby cipher. If I got to make it myself.
Colony to establish a new one. So yeah, the creator clearly didn't read the whole wiki about bees like me. You start with 25 bee slots and can unlock more in the shop. The bees come in 5 rarities. Shit. Alright. Good. Amazing. Goddamn. Rarer bees usually have better stats and abilities. You hatch them from eggs that you get from quests, drops, or bullbugs. Yes, your hive does not have a queen. It is on life support and you're the plug. The eggs also come in multiple types and rarities, each with a different chance of obtaining different bees. If you don't like the bee you've got, you can feed it royal jelly, which at this point I'm not even gonna bother explaining what it actually is in real life, for it to become an entire different bees. Yeah, f biology. Your bees can also be born a gifted bee, which has improved stats and buffs ranging from +1 bee attack to entire paragraph explaining how its ability is better than the regular version. They can also somehow become gifted after randomly eating a meal and attaining enlightenment. You can also use a star jelly, which turns a bee into a random gifted bee. On top of that, when you feed your bees bitter berry, they have a chance to become mutated and gain random buffs. If you feed them Chernobyl candies, they're guaranteed to be mutated. And that is a brief summary of all the RNGs about getting a bee. I'm not gonna go into more details because, as you can see, the Excel sheet for all the probabilities looks kind of f***ed up. There's so much RNGs. That shit.
Now, see, what I'm starting to learn from these Roblox games is while they may seem simple in gameplay, there's always a grind. And then when you find the grind, it's like when you finally realize what you're grinding for, you don't realize what you're grinding for because then a whole lot of stuff just opens. Oh my goodness, people even still play this game. When did this come out? 2 years ago, people probably definitely still playing it.
Dealing with that, I just want to hold W and left click while circling around. Your bees level up when they get enough bonds, and they get bonds by collecting pollens, killing wild animals, or when fed. Higher level bees have faster movement speed and gathering speed, better honey production, and more energies to do forced labors before going back to their hive for a quick 30 seconds break time. The bees' attack damage does not change with levels. The maximum level for bees seems to be 25, but the requirement for that is so f***ing high that even the wiki is clueless about how much bond is needed, so don't even bother getting to the max level. Finally, the bees comes in 3 segregated color groups: white, red, and blue. White bees don't get any buffs. Their only privilege is that they're white. Red and blue bees, however, have a lot of color-specific buffs, and they gather 50% more pollen when collecting from flowers of a matching color. And yeah, that's how bees work in Roblox. Currently, there is in total 18 different flower fields for your bees to work in. Each field is different. Some have mostly red flowers, some blue, some both, and some are shit. But before we go any further, let's talk about flowers. From afar, they all look the same, but upon closer inspection, you can see that there are different tiers of flowers: single, double, triple, large, and extra large. Better flowers have more pollen and better yields. The first fields you'll be gathering in will only have shitty plebeian single flowers, and occasionally doubles. To get to better fields, you need to have a minimum amount of required bees. Now you're probably wondering, wait a minute, I don't see any large and extra large flowers anywhere. Well, that's because the last 2 tiers are not naturally occurring. You need to pollinate a triple flower for it to become a large flower, and pollinate a large one for it to become extra large. For some reason, the only bee that can pollinate is the fuzzy bee. So yeah, basically the whole ecosystem is fucked GG. The only other ways to pollinate is with Diamond Mask and Star Amulet ability. Now that I think about it, how are new flowers even growing? Nothing's pollinating them. There are many indigenous creatures in this world that you can murder for loots and buffs. In fact, committing genocide is probably my favorite part of this game. Your bees will automatically attack anything they deem to be a threat to you and sting them in the balls until they perish. The enemies know that you're the hive mind and that killing you will disable the entire swarm, which is why they will only target your ass instead of the bees that are stinging their balls. If your bees level are lower than the mob's level, then your bees have a chance to have a skill issue and miss their attack.
They should at least add a bee that can pull aggro, right?
The chance of this happening increases with the level difference. There are bosses and mini-bosses around as well who are just regular mobs but with more HP, a longer respawn timer, some abilities, and drop better shits. Finally, sometimes wild untamed bees will spawn randomly in fields and seek nearby players to give them a little taste of their own medicine. Just like any other simulators, to progress, you need better equipment. For that, there are several shops scattered around the map that can be accessed after you unlock their respective area. But just because you can access it, doesn't mean you can afford jack shit in it, cause often the items will cost you a kidney and a liver. In these shops, you can purchase bags that gives you more pollen capacity as well as some buffs, tools that you can use to manually collect pollen, and accessories such as masks, guards, belt, and boots with various buffs and passive effects. There's also the planters, which are basically the plant pots you buy at Home Depot. Some are reusable, some are single use, and basically it takes some time for the planters to grow, and while they're growing, they provide buffs based on nectar, which is a system that I'm too lazy to explain. And once they finish growing, you can harvest them for pollen, nectar, and some drops. Sometimes they drop bee quips, which are random shit you put on your bees that somehow make them work better. There are also amulets that gives you random buffs that have random scales. And I thought Genshin artifact farming was bad. Oh boy, I was so naive. These amulets comes in multiple types, and each type has different tiers. Better tier grants better buffs. Sometimes you're using red.
Oh my goodness, it comes in multiple types, and each type has a. Oh nah, bro. See, the only time you as an adult can have time to be playing these games or researching it is when you're single, right? Because ain't no way you playing this game with a whole family and going to work like 9 to 5, right? And you got a family sitting there, I play this game. I'm not saying that's impossible, because it is possible. It's just that I feel like you're gonna get tired. It's the main reason why I can't play any MMOs anymore, is because, you know, I go to work, take care of my kids, take care of my wife, record these reactions. By the time of that, I need to go to bed, get back up. I ain't got time to play games, maybe on Mondays, but not anything super grindy. And 2, you got to be under the age. You got to be a kid living with your parents to have this much time on your hands, because that is crazy. Or you make YouTube content, which I think preferably that'd be the best way of kind of making it. Like, if you're going to spend that much time on a game, you might as well make it worth it, right? But Jesus, man, that almost pissed me off, and I ain't even playing the game.
Beast and it gives you a blue buff and you want to kill yourself. You get them by completing challenges or spending a shitload of honey or resources. Oh yeah, there's also a glider if you want to do a little bit of Genshin Impact. And this goes without saying, but better sprinklers makes flowers regrow back faster because they go like... There is a variety of items that is needed to build your honey empire. Some are dropped from fields or mobs, some are purchased at dispensers, and some need to be crafted using other items. You can only craft one type of item at a time and it takes forever. This feature makes me want to die. What the f is this, mobile game? Though if you're rich, you can use tickets to speed up the timer. Just like a mobile game, yeah. All those items have different uses. Some are consumables, some are used for crafting, and some are both consumables and for crafting. Because of this, a lot of people accidentally consume very important items that are very hard to come by for later craftings. It happened to me, and it was pretty fucking sad. It is recommended to hoard your items like a Jew goblin until you have read the entire wiki and watch 2 hours of tutorials so you know every single uses of all the items until you use one. There are a shitload of them, by the way, so have fun.
Hey kid, come here, I got a quest.
Quests in this game are an illusion of progress, a way to give the player a goal to work towards when in reality, you're still just holding W and left click while circling around. There are NPCs around the map that gives you quests, and they're mostly bears. There are also 2 bees that give quests, but you have to use a translator on them before you can start any. Huh, so you're telling me we don't need a translator for bears, but we need them for bees. I should stop questioning logics in Roblox games.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, especially considering we got a whole bee movie where a chick, if I remember correctly, fell in love with a bee and they were communicating like a... So yeah, it don't check out.
While most only have a set amount of quests, some quest givers are needy little bastards that give infinite quests that become harder and harder. The quests are pretty simple, but are really grindy and mostly just consist of you playing the fucking game, but in a weird way. Collect pollen, but in that specific field. I don't care that your hive is blue and that field is red. Do it. Use that item. I know you're saving up for it, but use it. Share beans with the boys. Donate to the poor. Kill the natives. Collect some items. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, and you do them over and over again. Have fun.
Now the bees, the rarities
grinding
and
is
stuff like
very
that, the
time
abilities,
consuming in
that
this
looks
game.
interesting.
I know I say this a lot in my nutshell videos, but holy shit, grinding in this game is on a whole nother level. Compared to this, Demonfall grind was like a walk in the park. I have put more than 1,000 hours into this game, and I'm still not even close to finishing it. The most expensive item, this fucking plant pot, cost 100 trillion. I gave up trying to get that because it's not worth it for my time nor my mental health. This game is all about that Sigma grind set. Grind for honey, grind for bees, grind for items, grind to see my kids that my wife took away after divorcing me because I played too much Bee Swarm Simulator. If you still haven't realized it yet, the RNG in this game is f***ed up. Everything is based on RNG, and that makes the grinding 1,000 times more painful.
I really wonder if this is still alive and well.
You can grind in any way you want. Just grab your bees and go. You don't have to think about anything. Just be happy that the number is going up. Sadly for you, you will probably never reach the end game if you stay like that. If you're serious about getting the golden pea pot, you must plan out everything. You need the perfect combinations of bees and gears for maximum efficiency and yield. What the fuck am I looking at? I'm not gonna go into details because I don't want this video to be a 2 hours long documentary. The game is simple, but the math, it adds up. Jimmy buys 10 apples, that's simple. But imagine there's like 50 types of apples, all with different price. And Jimmy has to pick the best ones. Then he has to pay for his taxes. Then he has to file the tax return to the government so he can get some money back. Then there's some coupons, and there you add some membership. So how much money did Jimmy spend on the apples?
$20.
That's right, 0, because he stole them. And that's how you determine which bees and gears to use for maximum efficiency, along with which items and effects you should stack together to get funny big numbers. Now all that's left is you getting a PhD in programming so you can optimize your macro. Then you team up with some other like-minded people to get maximum quality amulet by literally killing stick bugs that have ascended to godhood. Don't forget that your bee's mood also have to be perfect. And you have to be multitasking your quests, speedrunning 4 at the same time. I cannot offer advices mainly because it takes too long, but also because I haven't played this game for the past 6 months. All I did was get inside the game and activate my macros before going to sleep. I occasionally upgrade my items on my beast, like once every full moon. In fact, it has been so long since I last actually played the game that I can't even remember what my beast abilities even do. Because all this time, the only gameplay I experienced in this game is clicking activate on my macro. I had to relearn the game before making this video. Like, I'm not even f***ing kidding. So if you want to try hard, go watch a 1-hour tutorial instead. There are simply too much random shits with too much numbers in this game. I don't want to talk about them in details because I'm gonna have a brain aneurysm. Those mechanics usually make your life a tiny bit easier. Some give you free shits and some helps you get honey faster. They are just fun and useful enough to keep your average 9-year-old engaged. I'm just gonna quickly go over them. If I have forgotten about it.
Is there any way to naturally play this game and enjoy it without feeling the need to go and look up some type of Wikipedia? Because that's just a whole lot of information. And I feel like if you researched it or if you watched this video, some of you guys might enjoy the challenge. But if I seen this video before, like as a review before I played the game, I would put it down. You know what I'm saying? Or do you naturally learn this information as you're playing? Like, does it come easily, or you gonna go to that wiki regardless? I'm guessing if you're like a min-maxer, if you will.
On anything, it's probably not important. Cup buddy, sprouts, puffer shrooms, cloud, badges, goo, radiation, leaves, sparkles, field boost, field wind, field capacitor, critical hits, instant conversion, loot luck, day night, space rocks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's probably gonna be more to come, but I don't care because I'll be gone. If you're in the endgame, you need mental medical attention ASAP because you're demented. Oh god, which sane person in the world would go, yeah, I'm gonna play this game about bees and do nothing but AFK farm and mindlessly produce honeys for months. Don't look at me, I'm not sane. At this point, your macro program probably developed PTSD because of how often he has to deal with this bullshit game when you go offline. One more reason for our future AI overlord to punish us. I almost got carpal tunnel from all the clickings. Words of advice, go touch grass. If you're very determined to have no life, there's a leaderboard where you can be part of your own kind. I could roast these people for hours on end, but I'm also part of this group, so I probably shouldn't shoot myself in the foot. I rate this game A. I will rather dip my testicles in sulfuric acid than playing it again. I've had enough of this BS, get it?
Oh god.
That's it, folks. Subscribe, like, and comment E, or I will send bees to sting you in the balls.
Way too much information, bro. Way too much information. Just grind. But I know some of you watching probably still playing this. Let me know if one of y'all watching is actually on them leaderboards, all right? Dave's out.